Today, I am coming at you with another client case study episode, breaking down how one of our members took her membership from $800 a month to $4,400 per month in 45 days. And of course, I'm going to be breaking down exactly where she was starting and what we did to give her this growth. It's a good one, so let's get into it. Welcome to the $1 Million Memberships Podcast, where we help entrepreneurs like yourself start, grow, and scale multiple 6- and 7-figure online memberships with simple, step-by-step strategies that actually work.
Your life is about to get so good.
Let's dive in. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of $1 Million Memberships Podcast. Today, we are jumping into a client case study, and I'm really excited to break this one down for you. I know a lot of people are in this situation, and a lot of people are struggling with this exact same scenario, because this is not the first time I have seen this happen. And I think you're really going to love the transparency and the actual just simple breakdown of how we helped this member grow her membership. So let me give you some background first. Whenever I do these case study episodes, I always want to give you the background, because everything can be completely different depending on when you're starting, where you're starting versus where someone else is starting, right? So I always like to be so transparent with the actual background. So for context, our member came into $1 Million Memberships Club. She had recently had a lot of traction with her social media. Over the last 6 months or so, it just absolutely blew up. Her content was taking off. People were resonating with it. She grew from 5,000 followers to over 70,000 followers in 6 months, which is a big jump, but also not that uncommon with social media anymore. Everything looked super successful on the outside. Content was taking off. Her account was growing. People were commenting. She was really seeing traction that if you looked from the outside, it would have looked like she had this insanely successful business. But the thing was, she was struggling to grow her membership. She was struggling to even pay her bills. So when she came into the membership, she had the membership. She already had her membership going. Was she confident in her membership? We're going to get to that in a little second inside of this breakdown. But starting off, setting the scene, she had a membership, but no one was signing. People were getting to the page and just weren't going past the pay now button. Now, when we started doing some digging to kind of see what is going on here, where is the disconnect, there was some immediate red flags. In fact, there was 4 red flags. So let's get into it. The first thing that we saw was that her membership page, the join now, the page for her membership, the sales page, the opt-in page, that was connected to her Instagram, but it was buried in however, I don't even know, maybe 10 other links. There is so many links on her page. So on Instagram or TikTok, you can add a link, right? And a lot of people will have the link and that will open a page with all the different links, right? So affiliate codes, program links, work with me, apply, all these different things, right? When you clicked onto her main link on her social media, it takes you to all these other links. Not only was there a lot of links there, but the links were not clear on what they why someone should actually click on the link, or who the link was actually for, who should click on this link. So that was the first problem, is just for people to find the membership, they had to do a little bit of digging. They would have to know what they were looking for, and then just hope that they don't get distracted by another link in there on their way. The next red flag was that her social media, even though it was taking off, it was doing great, the content was landing, it wasn't actually highlighting her membership. It actually wasn't even really highlighting how to take things further with her. She did both in-person workshops and had her online membership. So she had 2 very prominent, good, but also different offers. And her social media, it wasn't really directing either of them. So her posts that she was posting, it was a really good showcase for her in-person workshops, but it actually wasn't clearly navigating people or directing people to any ways to work with her. It was just really good showcasing, but it wasn't actually telling people, hey, this is how we take it to the next step, or here's how you can come even further into my world. Which brings me to the third red flag, was that she didn't have a strategy to actually get people inside her world. She wasn't hosting any sales events. She didn't have anything planned on her calendar of, this is when I'm going to promote my workshops. This is when I'm going to promote my membership. She didn't have any funnels, email set up, any opt-ins. She was just literally relying on people to see her social media and then DM her, or see her social media and then go find a link in her bio. To her, she felt like what she was showcasing on her social media, that should be enough, right? If she's telling people the importance of this thing, the content's taking off, they should just know, oh my gosh, I want to do this too. I'm going to DM this person or I'm going to go find the link. But that is just not, unfortunately, how fast-paced short form social media works. Attention spans are scary low. People might love what you're doing, but if there is no clear call to action, they are on to the next thing. And number 4, this is probably one of the biggest red flags, because at least if this wasn't happening, everything else could kind of be a little bit managed. But this one is truly like what all of this really stems from, is that she was holding herself back from being so direct with her audience, for being so direct about getting people into her membership, because she wasn't actually confident in her membership. Like, sure, she believed in the idea of her membership and believed in the vision of her membership and all these things, or else she wouldn't have created the membership. But like those technical things, just those little things that you just don't think of when you're dreaming up this amazing membership, or like the things you don't think of when all you want to do is help the people who join your membership and help people with this thing that you do and this vision. What actually was holding her back was she was not confident in, more so, the experience of the membership. This was her first membership. She had never built and scaled a membership before. So she had an idea of what she thinks people would like, but she also didn't know for sure if she was structuring it right, if she was pricing it right, if it was something people would pay for. She didn't feel confident in her systems and just automations. Once people actually submitted their credit card details and hit pay now, she wasn't confident that links wouldn't break or that systems wouldn't break, or she just wasn't confident in how she was onboarding her people. She wanted it to be the best experience. And this is something that I know you can probably relate to, and so many people relate to, is we take time and we build our audiences and we build trust with people. And when it comes to actually having them pay and coming into our world and like working with us in a way where they are exchanging money, we don't want to let them down. And this is exactly where she was holding herself back, because she just was not confident. She was not confident in the onboarding, what would happen once they got in, were the emails going to work? Was it even set up the right way? She wasn't sure. This was the first time doing it. And because she just had all of these looming thoughts of like, what if, or think I got this, but I'm not quite sure, she was subconsciously holding herself back from going all in and talking about her membership, about selling it, about putting call to actions at the end of her post and literally directing people, if you want to do this, comment the word membership for the link, or go to the link in my bio, or even having sales events. She wasn't confident to gather people to actually sell her membership because she wasn't confident in the membership itself. She was confident in the vision, but not the actual reality of the membership. So here's exactly what we did, because remember, she was then able to take this membership that was just barely trudging by, $800 a month, give or take, and she grew it to over $4,000 a month in under 2 months, like 45 days. So there was some work that was done here, and I'm going to break that down now. Really quick, I want to send you my membership starter kit completely free. And I might be absolutely insane for doing this, because it's normally $147 and it's packed with templates, pricing guides, setup resources to launch your membership, naming your membership, literally all of the things. I want to send it to you for free. And all I ask in return is that you leave this podcast a 5-star rating and written review on Apple iTunes. That's it. Seriously, that is it. So pause this if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, scroll down to the bottom where you see the reviews, tap the 5 stars, leave me a written review, screenshot it before you submit it, and then send that screenshot to support@paigevandy.com. I will leave it all in the show notes for you. I'll leave the instructions in there, but that is literally it. Once we verify it, we'll send you the starter kit completely for free. No strings attached, just your review. I'll leave the instructions in the show notes, so it's so easy for you to do, and then you can come back and enjoy the episode. So the first thing that she did is she got extremely clear on her offers versus her ideal member starting points. Remember, she had an in-person offer and also an online membership. So she had to get very, very clear on what the difference is on both of those things, beside the obvious that one's online and one's not. And she had to get very, very clear on the difference of who would join the in-person versus who would just do the membership, besides the fact that one is in person and one is online. So she had to know what would make somebody want to work with her in person, and what would make people want to join her membership instead. What are the different starting points besides location? What does her membership offer that her in-person doesn't? What does her in-person offer that her membership doesn't? She had to get very, very clear on those two things, or else she was going to stay unclear and muddy forever. Now, because we are focusing on the membership side of things, the next thing was that she built a very strong opt-in journey for her membership customer. And this is something that obviously she used all of our tools and trainings inside $1 Million Memberships Club for. So we got really clear on what is their problem right now, what is that problem they are facing every single day right now, and how can we help them solve even a piece of that today, like now. Then we made a free offer that fixes that problem, that really meets the person right where they're at. From there, we built a 14-day email sequence that is built once, and then it just runs automatically. Every single time somebody joins, they get automatically put into this email sequence. Now, here's the thing. The email sequence matters. Not only does the email sequence have to cover every single buyer type, right? We have bold buyers, information buyers, emotional buyers, FOMO buyers, urgency, like last minute buyers. Email sequences cannot just be a bunch of education or cannot just be a bunch of buy my membership. They have to cover every single one of those buyer types. And the other thing is they also have to be personable, or else they are just going to get lost in all of the promo spam emails that nobody wants to read. Everyone is so over just pure sales emails. They have to have a personal touch. So she used our 14-day email sequence funnel that we have inside of $1 Million Memberships Club that already has all of these components built into it so that you don't really have to think of it. And she built that to go hand in hand with this free offer, and then also plugs in her membership to all of these emails. And then, of course, we added some urgency so that people are more apt to really join the membership within those first 48 hours of getting into this email sequence. So we included that in her email sequence as well. Next, we got super insanely intentional with her content. We didn't change her content because the content that she was posting, it was already good. It was attracting people. People were engaging. People liked it. People were following it. But now we just tweaked it. We added an element where people would actually ask to go further with her and to opt in to this free thing that she now offers that is also attached to her email sequence. And remember, this email sequence is built with intention. It is not just throwing together emails, because trust me, that won't work. We've got some intention in there. We've got some urgency baked into it. It's solid. The entire thing probably took about a month to not only just create and set up, but then also just make sure that she's monitoring it, testing it, making any tweaks necessary. Within 48 days, she was able to, while she was still growing her social media, she was able to take her membership from $800 a month. And remember, give or take, like it wasn't always $800 a month. It was just kind of teetering that line. $800 a month to $4,400 a month just from social media. And you guys, these are not insane tweaks, but these are things that matter. And that is why I always preach it is so important. If you have not scaled a membership before, if this is your first rodeo, if this is your first time doing it, do it the right way. Get support, because even these little things, there goes Merlot if you're watching this on YouTube. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, you stop it. But yeah, honestly, if you are just intentional, if you've never done this before, there are simple things that can scale your membership. And like, I preach this all the time. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things super, super well and super intentionally and super consistently. And that is how you scale a membership. Don't keep wasting time doing it on your own. Seriously, learn what you have to do, because a membership, do it right from the start. Don't lose your audience's trust trying to figure it out on your own, getting your like hottest people and warmest people and people who trust you in the doors, and then not being set up the right way. Trust me, do it right from the start, and it will be the most fruitful, did I even say that right? Fruitful, profitable, best thing that you have ever done for your business. And especially, you guys, in this day and age, with AI, with the industry really shifting, community is where it's at. Build a community for your people. Do it right the first time. Links are in the description. And if you want support doing it, you guys know where to find all of our links. We have all of the links to work with me in the side of the membership. Everything else I have, all of the resources I have for building your membership are in the description below. Or if you are listening to this in the podcast show notes, trust me, make this investment into your membership. Treat your membership as it is its own business, and you will see how much it can provide for you. I hope this helped you. If it did help you, send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know. I love to talk to you guys on there too. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment below. I'm trying to get better about posting to my actual YouTube, so that will help and be appreciated. Other than that, go to the links below, go to the links in the show notes. I have something for everyone at every single journey, whether you are just starting your membership or you are scaling, you already have hundreds of members and you are wanting to scale it to be the most profitable legacy possible. I've got you. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.